Hello everybody and welcome to Entrepreneurs Library TV. I'm your host Adam Witty, W-I-T-T-Y, like clever, smart, and funny. You're watching the most popular business book review show for entrepreneurs and business leaders. The biggest culprit in wrecking your margins is salespeople. That's probably not what you expected to hear. You're wondering why is it that your price margins are shrinking, the amount of profit you and your business are making is getting smaller and smaller, and you think it's all because of your customers. But no, it's probably because of you, the business owner, and yes, your salespeople. The book that we're going to be reviewing this week is No BS Price Strategy. And this is actually one of the best books that I've read of the entire year. And I'll tell you why. Because price and the conundrum of price, which ultimately leads to profit, is a problem that vexes every entrepreneur, every business owner, especially those that have a sales staff. This is a phenomenal book, and it really sets you free in terms of understanding what you can and can't do with your pricing strategy. Now, you probably see that I'm on a messy desk in a messy office with boxes everywhere, because the last time I told you I was going to be broadcasting for the last time from this office at 192 East Bay Street, well, guess what? You ever worked with a construction company before? They're a month and a half late. So here we are broadcasting one more episode from the confines of this old office. But anyways, I get distracted. Let's go back to price. The author of the book is Dan Kennedy and Jason Mars. And the book is about 235 pages. It was published by Entrepreneur Press, and it actually was just released this year. It was published in 2011. Here's what you should know about the book, the big picture. The importance of price and price strategy to your business. Most companies, most entrepreneurs, they have no strategy whatsoever when it comes to price. And because of that, they just make up numbers. What should I price my product at? Well, what's my competition pricing it at? What's my cost? I'll just mark that up by 20%. Or what's my gut feel? What do I think that my product is worth? But there's absolutely no scientific approach that they take. So this book lays out a number of strategies to help you become a more efficient and a more logical and a more intelligent pricer of the products and services you sell. The author is Dan Kennedy and Jason Mars. Dan Kennedy, of course, is the co-founder of Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle. He's been dubbed by many the Millionaire Maker. He's the author of over a dozen books, all on business and marketing topics. He spoke for about 12 years on the Peter Lowe Success Tour with Presidents Ronald Reagan and Gerald Ford and General Norman Schwarzkopf and Donald Trump and Colin Powell and many others. And his writing partner, Jason Mars, is a well-known price strategy consultant. And Jason's wife owns a speech therapy consulting business that, get this, has really high prices, and they compete with free from the government. So if you think it's hard to compete right now with your pricing, just imagine if you were competing with free. So they're really two smart guys, and they've come together to really create a great book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some of the nuggets that are in the book that I think are just really, really important for you to know. And let me start with this. The decisions about and the presentation of the price affect a great many things in a business. This includes your positioning, the kind of customers you attract, the kind of staff you attract, and the attitudes that staff has, your own personal pride, and most importantly, your profit. The prices that you charge affect all of those things. Just think about it for a minute. Ritz-Carlton, one of the nicest hotel chains in the world, and Days Inn. Do you think the employee that works at Ritz-Carlton is just a little bit different than the employee working at Days Inn? You betcha. Do you think the customer that goes to a Ritz-Carlton is just a little bit different, not just with the amount of money they have, but the attitude, the mentality, the way they speak, the way they think? Do you think the Ritz-Carlton customer and guest is a little bit different than the Days Inn guest? You betcha. The prices that you charge have a direct impact on the customers you attract, the employees you attract, the attitude and the prevailing views that you and your people have. So make no mistake, the prices that you set have a huge impact on the ultimate business that you create. Now, let's talk for a minute about discounts. Offering discounts is a form of selling on price. When you offer a discount, you're taking the focus from the value that your product or service provides and you place it squarely on the price. Here's the thing, Mr. Entrepreneur, you don't know this, but when you create a discount, you immediately turn the attention to price. To maintain higher margins, the authors say, you have to be adept at selling value. You have to sell value, not price. And anytime you reduce your price, it can damage your price integrity and the value that that communicates to your customers. Now, let's go back for a minute to discounting. Always give a good reason for a discount. Unless you plan to compete on price continuously, which is not a very smart idea, if there is a sale, there's got to be a specific reason for the sale with specific rules. Because if you're just offering a discount to offer a discount, then you're communicating to your customer that your prices were too high to begin with. And finally, if you do offer discounts for any reason, don't let them be predictable. If you offer a half-off price discount for the week before Christmas every single year, what you do is train your customers to hold up their demand and just wait for the week before Christmas when they know everything is half off. What are some of the reasons that you can discount? Well, a lot of people volume discount. The more you buy, the cheaper it is per unit. A lot of people do prepay discounts. Now that's a very smart strategy because at least if you're going to give a discount, you're getting something in return for that discount, which is getting all the money up front. So have prepayment discounts. A good reason why, that's the reason why you're giving the discount, can mitigate the damage to your overall price integrity, to your reputation, and the relationship that you're able to build with your customers. Okay, more ideas from the book, and these are just all in random order, but they're all writer-downers. The word free. The word free has become a destructive force in business. It can create the expectation of more free, and more free after that. Here's what happens with free. You downgrade your buyers to, get this, mooches. You're creating a set of mooches that are your customers by giving everything away for free. And you create barriers to selling them more value and being properly paid for the value you deliver. Now you've got to be careful how and when you use the word free. Using free can be dangerous and it can be a slippery slope. Free trains buyers to not only expect things to be free, but to demand it. I'm not saying you can't ever give something away for free, but there better be a darn good reason why. And hopefully, you're reserving that free offer to your best customers that are giving you tons of money already. So if you start off free and then try to move to paid, ooh, not pretty. You're going to have an angry list that revolts and has poor results. Let me put it this way. A couple weeks ago, Netflix, they had a subscription program to their service that was $8 a month. They raised their price from $8 a month to $10 a month. And guess what? It was an international incident. It made the headlines of newspapers. They had thousands of people logging onto their website, to their Facebook fan page, and completely trashing them. They simply raised their prices from $8 a month to $10 a month. Now, $8 a month isn't free, but let's be honest, $8 a month is a pretty low-end product. And what happens is when you cater to the bottom of the barrel, meaning the people that are searching for the lowest possible price, when you raise or change your prices just one tiny iota, it sets off a firestorm. So you've got to be very, very careful about that. Here's the deal. Most business owners believe in a myth, and the myth goes like this. It's better to make a sale than no sale. Well, guess what? That is wrong. Would you rather make a sale and lose money on that sale than have no sale at all? Stupid, but that's how most business owners and salespeople think. All right, here's another thing. Customer loyalty. Difficult to develop. Difficult to develop and maintain under any circumstance, especially in this day and age with so much information and so much distraction. Building true customer relationships is not an easy task. But the difficulty of building great relationships only gets magnified when you compete primarily on price. Because when you compete on price, the relationship is not on the value that you bring to the table, but the price that you bring to the table. And when you compete on price, you've got no choice but to be the cheapest. Second cheapest ain't good enough. Think about that. When you compete on price, you only have one option, and that's to be the lowest. Here's a statistic for you. The bottom line is this: 20/80. Only 20% of purchasing is based on price. 20%, not 80%. But here's the thing. 80% of all sellers and 80% of all salespeople read business owners into salespeople, because most small business owners, they are the salesperson. They behave as if it's the other way around. So 80% of salespeople spend all their time talking about price. You as the salesperson and you as the business owner are your own worst enemy. You're making it about price, not your customers. Here's the deal. It's easier for the customer to price shop today more than ever. And if you give them reason, they will. So when you make it about price, the buyer immediately makes it about price too. Dan Kennedy makes this point, and it's a good one. No human is a cheapskate about everything. In fact, few are cheapskates about anything when they're provided with persuasive, value, differential information. So read that. When you provide value, most people don't buy on price. So if you have a price problem, it's probably your own damn fault. Okay, the movement of a service or product from generic to niche automatically permits you to increase your prices dramatically, with no change in the actual manufacture or delivery cost of the product or service. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's use an example. Let's say that you sell vacuum cleaners. A vacuum cleaner is a vacuum cleaner is a vacuum cleaner. Very hard to compete on anything but price, because there's tons of other competitors and competition. Now, let's say for a minute that you make a special kind of vacuum cleaner specifically for people that have pets. If you don't have a pet, you don't want to buy this vacuum cleaner. But if you do have a pet, this vacuum cleaner has this incredible process where it removes hair and fur from any piece of furniture or any carpet or any rug, especially if you're hypoallergenic. It cleans everything just right. It's basically the same vacuum cleaner, maybe with a few more bells and whistles. By simply taking your vacuum cleaner and making it solely for pet owners, you can now increase your price anywhere from 30% to probably double in price. So remember, niches and subcultures, when you have a product that is only for one type of person, you can immediately increase your price. I always recommend entrepreneurs to sell to niches, not to everybody. You cannot compete in the mass market unless you have the financial wherewithal of a huge company. Here's a case in point. How many of you have ever heard of Allen Brothers? They make really high-end steaks. They sell very high-end steaks. So how does Allen Brothers make their high price appropriate? Well, one way is something called the principle of association. If you've ever looked at a catalog, Allen Brothers feature a list of famous top-tier steakhouses from all across the country that buy their steaks. So here's what they're saying in their marketing. They're saying all of these world-famous steakhouses buy their meat from us. It's good. It's the best that there is. That's why we can charge a premium price. And you should buy it too. So here's what I want you to do. Here's a little piece of homework. Create a top 50 list of local celebrities, owners of well-respected and well-known businesses, influential civic leaders, maybe politicians, and keep them on your mailing list and invite them to every single event that your business hosts or sponsors. Send them articles that may be of interest to them. Make yourself and your business visible to them persistently. And here's why. Because when you have celebrities that are attracted to your business, you can immediately increase your margins. You can immediately increase your prices because people want to do business with companies and service providers that celebrities use. Plain and simple as that. So, here's a thought. The number one cause of a business's slide from success to failure to extinction over time is the erosion of your profit margin. And your profit margin will erode because of a failed price strategy. Not the advent of new competition, not the inability to get capital, or other reasons that are popularly believed. It all comes down to price. So, it's time for my business book review rating. And this book is 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. Bottom line, this is a 5-star book, and here's why. It's the best book that I've ever read on the topic of price and price strategy. And to compete effectively, to win new business, and to win new business profitably, you've got to have a well thought out price strategy. This book gives you a lot of the answers. Here's the quote of the book. Price is a terrorist. Business owners routinely underprice their goods and services to come in below competitors, surrendering to the fear of losing customers by being judged unreasonably expensive. Price is a terrorist. Wise words. A little bit of me, whole lot of you. We're showing the world that we entrepreneurs mean business.